Thank you, Alberto. I have to admit, I was sitting in my seat and I was like feeling like tears of joy listening to the children sing. How many of you felt it? Come on. Really? Because as one doctor said to me, they represent 100% of the future. Not 10%, not 50, 100%. So the question we have to ask us, because we're the adults, we're in charge, are we leaving this place a better world for them? That's the question we have to ask ourselves. So, of course, none of this could have happened without all of you and all of the wonderful sponsors and individual contributors here. So I want to acknowledge them, and yes, I have to wear glasses now. Alberto said, yeah, 20 years he's known me. 20 years. Okay, so our wonderful sponsors, diamond sponsors, CVS Health, where are you? CVS Health, yes. Harvard University, where are you? Harvard University, yes. Bank of America, they couldn't be with us, but they donated their tickets to us. So we have many people who are benefiting from Bank of America. Thank you, Bank of America. AECOM, yay, AECOM. Anna Correa Graham, we are so blessed to have board members who are so generous of their time. Anna Correa Graham and her table. Chestnut Hill Realty. Now, Chestnut Hill Realty, folks, they have been with us almost since the beginning. Every year, they donate as a sponsor, Chestnut Hill Realty. So let's give a big round of applause to them. Bond Brothers. Bond Brothers, where are you? Yay, Bond Brothers. Fidelity. Now, Fidelity, again, they were very generous. They donated their tickets. And then Sims Houses, my family, Sims Houses and the Ting family, right over there. Table 9, my sister, very generous, very generous. And Ting and Associates. You're hearing a lot of Tings, so that should tell you something. My family, they better support me. The Ting and Associates table. And we also have Massport with us, Gilbane, Suffolk University, Babson College. These are individuals and individual organizations, Wentworth Institute. So thank you all for being here, contributing of your time and your money, because none of what you saw tonight can happen without your support. None of this can happen. The children, you heard their comments. They cannot do anything. They can sing, but they can't change policies. They can't protect their schools. It's up to us. We are the ones in charge. So when I think about my life and look back, there was a time when I look back when there was not very many options open to women. The career paths we have was being a secretary, a teacher, or a nurse. Things have changed, absolutely. Thank God for the changes. So my sister could pursue a law degree. Thank God for these changes. However, we all know we still have work to do, a lot of work to do. There are still some fields, the STEM fields, that lack women representation and people of color. Now, World Unique is not about gender equity. I'm a woman. We're not promoting gender equity. And I'm Asian. We're not promoting Asian rights. Well, what are you promoting? It's called what a child said up here. We're all human beings. Humanity. We all need to be rooted in our humanity. Our differences are the beauty of who we are. It's not supposed to be a liability because you're not the right color, the right gender, the right sexual orientation. This is the beauty of who people are. So have we come a long way? Absolutely. But we have a long way to go. And World Unity Inc. has the message that can help us get rooted in our humanity, and give us the courage to do big things, think big. Look what it's done for me. I would never imagine that I would be doing this. When I graduated from college, diversity and inclusion didn't exist as a field. It did not exist. So this poem that begins with a question, are you greater than the sun that shines on everyone, black, brown, yellow, red, and white? The sun does not discriminate. We take a page from Albert Einstein. Here's how he deals with challenges and solving problems. You cannot solve a problem with the same consciousness that created it. You must stand on a higher ground. Our poem speaks to the consciousness and the heart of all people in America and beyond. One of the essential qualities to overcome prejudice and bias is called self-awareness. Nobody ever accidentally loses their prejudice. Have you ever heard of that? Can you accidentally lose your prejudice? You can't. But I have bad news for you folks. You could actually accidentally lose your virtues. Think about it. You could. And so our wonderful governor wrote us a letter, not only supporting our goals, but specifically recognizing the Sun poem to raise self-awareness, to promote equality, diversity, and inclusion. And CBS Network TV accepted our PSA and said, outstanding PSA with a very important message. And here we will show it to you.
Are you greater than the sun that shines on everyone? Black, brown, yellow, red, and white. The sun does not discriminate. It shines on men and women, rich and poor, old and young, gay and straight, physically and mentally challenged. All religions, all of humanity. We're all in this together, making it a better world for the next generation. World Unity Inc. has a powerful message to inspire and transform the world. Please make a difference and visit worldunityinc.org.
So just to let you all know, this is the second time around. An original version of this first aired on the network CBS and NBC Network TV in 1986. This is the second time around. Fast forward 30 years later, more than 30 years, the message is needed now more than ever. World Unity Inc., we are going to be reaching out to, we actually already have, to the National Governors Association, the United States Conference of Mayors, and the National League of Cities to invite them to consider presenting this PSA at the next 2020 conference. Who can't afford free? I'm going to repeat that. Who cannot afford free? So we can't say it's a money issue. It's 30 seconds. If mayors and governors across this country do not understand that valuing equality, diversity, and inclusion impacts every sector of a community, from schools to the workplace, to the healthcare system, to the justice system, there is not one issue you can present to me that I cannot present to you a diversity and inclusion component to it. So I invite all of you wonderful champions and leaders of diversity and inclusion, to, after tonight, think about this PSA. And what could it mean if governors and mayors across this nation saw this PSA? 30 seconds. What could it mean? What impact could it have? You heard the impact the song had on the children. What impact would this PSA have on the leaders of our state and our cities? Now, PSAs don't last forever, ladies and gentlemen. That's why we need to build a landmark, a permanent landmark. And we have this beautiful design concept that we secured through a design competition with the Boston Architectural College in 2011. And I hope the architect is with us. Ardian, where are you? Because he was invited. Ardian, stand up. Ardian, stand up, remain standing for a few minutes, Ardian. So Ardian, you gotta have to help me a little bit because I get bits and pieces about who he is. He doesn't share all of it. I get bits and pieces. And I come to find out only this year. Now remember, the contest was in 2011. We're in 2019. I come to find out that when he left his country, he saw his house burn down to the ground. Right, Ardian? Burn down to the ground. When he came to America, he kind of lost faith in humanity until he came across this contest. And it renewed his faith in humanity. And I hope you all get a chance to speak with Ardian and maybe hear a little bit more of his background and his experience, because he said this to me, Sara, if this is the only thing I design in the entire world, I'm fine with that. I said, Ardian, have you ever heard of the book To Kill a Mockingbird? Do you all know? This is the only book this amazing author wrote, To Kill a Mockingbird, because she said, all that I need to say was said in To Kill a Mockingbird. So yes, we need to build this landmark. And we all know, but not enough, that the arts plays a critical role in speaking to our hearts. Aristotle has this great quote that says, educating the mind without educating the heart is no education at all. So what good is a brilliant mind if the brilliant person has hatred for groups of people and then actually acts on it and kills people in synagogues, in churches, and in the mall? What good is that brilliant mind? So we use the arts, and we had a wonderful cabaret. This was the 5th, and one of our wonderful volunteers, Carolyn, where are you? Carolyn, stand up. She came up with the idea, and we moved on it. And the whole team. And so we have this other program called Singing Equality Across America, which you saw the children. Imagine children from across the country and around the world singing this song, and it lived in their hearts into adulthood. What kind of world could we have? Now again, all of what we've done so far is not possible without a great board and volunteers. So would the board members and volunteers please stand up? Board members and volunteers, please stand up. And wait, Joel, stand up, Joel. Joel is a trustee. Joel has been with us since the beginning. His company has donated services since the beginning. It's probably close to $50,000 worth of services. Joel Aronson, a man with a big heart. He doesn't say much, but he listens. So, in closing, ladies and gentlemen, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't predict the future. None of us know the full ramifications of technology. I do know this, we have come a long way and we have a long way to go. And I also know that we have the power of our imagination. If we could imagine sending a man to the moon, surely we can imagine communities, workplaces, schools, healthcare system, justice system that works for everyone. All of us have the ability to do that wherever we are. And so, again, we thank you, and you can do 3 simple things for us. 1, and it's just a click, share our website. 2, how many of you buy things on Amazon? Well, if you would please consider us for the nonprofit. There's an Amazon Smile program, and when you select us, you don't have to give us anything. Amazon gives it to us, depending on how much money you spend. So, and the last is please consider calling the governor and the mayor and saying, would you please consider World Unit Inc.'s PSA? It's so simple. And I will leave you with two quotes. One, I'm kind of paraphrasing a little bit. How many are familiar with Pablo Casals, the famous cellist? Famous cellist? He said that music must serve a purpose. And he said, I am a man first, an artist second. As a man, I feel obligated to the welfare of my fellow man and woman. God gifted him with music. He said, I will use that gift to contribute to peace in the world. And this very short poem, we all have those days when it might be difficult, and I'll spare you with the challenges that I've had over the last 23 years, but I always think, when I see the sun shining out my window, I say, wow. So as long as the sun shines, there is always hope for a better tomorrow. So again, we thank you all for your presence, your contribution, and the leadership roles that you are taking in your organization or in your community to promote equality, diversity, and inclusion. We hope that you will share the song and all of what you've seen here with your friends and your colleagues. God bless you all, and I wish you all that you all reach your highest aspirations, because when we do, the world will benefit from who we become. Thank you so much.
So these are for Sara from the board.